Okay, the man from Morgantown was here. Unloaded this from his Ford. Taking his wife back home so she can get to her garden now that the tractor's out of her way. And just a quick scan of it. He said that something's hitched up down there. My guess, probably the center spindle. Might be pretty well repairable until I get it off. Right now the deck looks like it's pretty good. I think it's going to be a great quality video here. This got pinholes in it. I hit it with a brush, probably show up a lot better. Might be somewhat repairable. They got a substitute tank in its place. Might be able to use that just for a feeder for bench testing stuff. Don't know how the starter generator is. Little view down in there. Somebody converted over from points to a coil. Could be his son, who's about 20. How careful he is, I don't know. Little funky stuff going on here. It shifts through dry, so not too bad. Tires pretty good shape. Wheels are good. There's some rust through on some of the holes up here on the deck. See how bad that is when I hit that with the wire wheel. And I'm not a big sanding wheel or sanding disc person. I prefer my fine steel, and especially my nylon and brass wire wheels. I think they do a little bit better job of exploratory surgery on these things. I guess I'll work to get the deck off here and check out the front suspension, see if it's any better than the 68 Landlord. The chute or deflector is off on the deck, but I have one on my deck up in the barn. It should be in fairly good shape. I know the center spindle on that one is funked up a little bit. That's the time I had a bad bearing and I wound up with a brilled shaft. So I took out the torch and some 9010, filled it in, smoothed it down so it fit up inside a new bearing, and was running on that ever since. Steering wheel's got 3 or 4 cracks in it, but from the picture I took, it looks like I can use it with a little bit of Play-Doh and some JB weld to make a mold to reconstruct that section of my steering wheel. Air cleaner's missing. I have a spare one of those kicking around from the AC sitting down there, the Big 10. And I still have yet to pull the front suspension off of that one. See how good that is. Like I said, that oops, let me spin around here. Get over to the work site. And like I mentioned, I probably picked the wettest spot out here to work in, but it's out of the way of the other vehicles in and out. Seeing if I bring mine over to cut grass up where it normally sits. Cleaned a whole mess of critter clutter out of the engine compartment on that one yesterday. Had to drag out my 60-foot air hose for that. There's the old torque wrench sitting there. That thing's a brute. That's really been getting me through pretty good here. Almost down to the bare bones on that frame, so I can start working on that. I really don't have to take the other one down. There's not much on the frame that is really bad. can't wait till I pull that steering and see how that is, the actual steering gear down here underneath that counterweight. It kind of helps me keep that thing stabilized while I'm working. I used to have a set of jack stands, but somebody decided to run over one of them and bent up all the side arms on it, which is real nice. Those wheels, I got to take those off of that tranny. See what I can do there. Have to see, come up with a good tranny. The other one didn't look too bad. Let me walk over there. I don't like to do start-stop because I hate to go into merging these things. Take a little walk past the remote-controlled 9 or 46-inch. Okay, the axles don't look too bad as far as leakage and what have you. The gearbox, hard to tell because of the belts and all. Once I get all that stuff off, be able to check that out. And it does shift through the gears pretty good, dry without anything running. I'm not worried about the ignition. I'm going to get a check on this thing, clean up a little bit. Maybe I'll be able to read off the manufacturer's tag. But like I said, tunnel cover and stuff looks pretty good. Not going to save me some money at the welding shop, that's for sure. And a modified side panel mount over here on the battery side. Some anticipated rust down there, because from my understanding they had a big interstate battery sitting in there. These things take that 51 series battery, which is a pretty good sized battery as far as amp hours are concerned. Starter generator doesn't look any worse for wear. The same with the voltage regulator. Looks like it's all items that can be kind of cleaned up. Just have to be careful taking the terminals apart. I found that out on the other one that I did a little shear job on. There's the holes in the tank without even hitting it with the brush. Of course, it's not as bad as the other two. In fact, yesterday I was playing around on the Alice Charmers and my thumb went right through the side of it. So I'd say that one is really shot. That's definitely scrap metal. Want to get that deck off, take a look at the deck. Even though I got a 42-inch coming from Greg B. down in Lancaster. So this is what we got. Well, actually I have. And it gives me something to work from. Tires look pretty decent. One of them doesn't hold air too well. I don't know whether it's the tire itself or whether it's just the bead not set. Front tires look reasonable. Hubs not too badly rusted. Probably clean them up a bit, hit them with some of that Valspar in IH White. The grill's in good shape. Kind of work that thing intact. Kind of abandoned even cleaning up the other one. I'm going to take this one and clean it up to go back on the other frame. So I got to start another whole new collection of boxes to put parts in. Be careful to keep them identified. The lift doesn't look too bad. I don't know, I didn't try it yet, but let's see if this is frozen. Let me get my balance here. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's free. That's not frozen up. That's a good sign. Good foot pads. Everything else has got all good rollers on the mower. So it's back to the think tank. How I'm going to approach this. Probably get the deck off. Once I get the deck off, maybe concentrate the grill off and get that engine out of there, out of my way, and then take the front suspension down, see how that is. In fact, once I get it jacked up, I'll have a good idea of how good or how bad that situation is. Anyway, it does give me an axle, spindles, and arms on the front axles that'll fit up to the what I like to call the cross rod or tie rod. Simplicity and the IPLs like to call it the drag link. To me, the drag link is really the one over here with the ball joints on it. But that's what happens when you let probably a draftsman come up with the terminology rather than one of the engineers. And yeah, he popped the cable on his tailgate, taking this down. That's one of those where you got to pretty much put a jack or some kind of 2x support under your tailgate when you're moving these things around. Yeah, there's a lot of weight on these babes. So I think somewhere I saw a quote somewhere up close to 700 pounds, with especially with the deck on. So that's it for now. Just a fast look around this thing here. A lot of belts on here. In fact, the one down on the PTO looks like it's in good shape. I might be able to get rid of that top guard. Somebody had a WTB up there for a Sovereign, but I think it's the same thing. I'll send him a shot of it and see what he says. So I could start harvesting. The brakes look pretty good. The parking brakes on this one, so I don't have to go hunting through all the old parts bins that came up from the prior house to see what I can find there. Okay, well for now, I'm out of here.